The General Hospital recap features Trina Robinson taking part in her first birthday celebration for her new dad. In this episode, Olivia finally got some good news. Carly got a dressing down, Jordan got more than she bargained for, Zeke got a bit of a shock. Gladys gave a small sigh of relief, and Drew prepared to fall on his sword. Now let's dig a little deeper into the details. Curtis, Donald Turner, and his loved ones gathered at the Metro Court pool to celebrate his birthday. Even Trina, Tabiana Ali, arrived with a gift. Stella, Vernie Watson, and Marshall, Robert Gossett, were happy to welcome her to the family. Marshall, wearing a hat as always, gave a toast, and they all looked on with love since the family is all together again for the first time in a long time. When Stella toasted Trina and wanted to take a family picture, Trina excused herself because she clearly looked uncomfortable. Once alone, Curtis and Portia, Brooke Care, admitted maybe they should tone down the instant family stuff. Portia certainly wanted to rush things more than Curtis and wanted to talk about the paternity reveal. She wondered if Curtis resented her for making him miss out on Trina's younger years, but Curtis was pragmatic about it. He could connect with Trina now as long as Trina wanted it. At least he made Portia happy by telling her there was a chance they could still become a real family. When Trina returned, Curtis promised her they would take things one day at a time. Trina then presented Curtis with a handmade gift, since he missed out on so many handmade things from her when she was growing up. But they needed a photo, and Curtis knew just the thing, as the two posed for a selfie together. Jordan, Tanisha Harper, arrived at the Metro Court restaurant and met up with Zeke, Gavin Houston. They couldn't talk long because he needed to meet with Drew, Cameron Matheson, but Jordan soon had to deal with the drunken Taggart, Rel Andrews. All he wanted to do was to drink some more, so Jordan took him to his room so he could sober up and they could talk. Once in Taggart's room, he broke down and finally released his feelings on learning he was not Trina's biological dad. He felt he was responsible for the end of his marriage, as well as Portia's affair. He thought he was prepared to learn that Trina might not be his, but in the end he wasn't. When he was with Trina the night before, it hit him that her personality traits he thought came from his side of the family didn't come from him at all. He felt the one thing he did right in his life was creating his daughter. Jordan assured a tearful Taggart that he was the one who made Trina who she was, and nobody could take that away from him. Taggart countered that they already had. Drew and Zeke sat at a table to discuss the deal he wanted to make with the SEC. Like last week, Drew didn't want to finalize anything yet. Zeke was soon distracted when he saw Jordan and Taggart getting into the elevator together. At GH, Gladys, Bonnie Burrows, did her best to try to talk Sasha, Sophia Matson, out of ending her guardianship, but Sasha felt ready and looked forward to her mental health evaluation. When Gladys brought up the latest TV appearance, Sasha praised Cody, Josh Kelly, for helping her. Just then Sam, Kelly Monaco, and Dante, Dominic Zamprogna, arrived, and Sam admitted that Cody certainly saved the day. When Sasha called Cody one of the good guys, all Gladys could do was disparage him. After Dante walked away, the women discussed the guardianship, and Sam could tell Gladys didn't want it to end and called her out on it. Gladys defended herself, but when Sasha and Gladys were alone, Sasha questioned her mother-in-law some more. She couldn't see why Gladys couldn't tell how far she had come. It was soon time for Sasha's evaluation, but Gladys freaked out when she learned she wasn't allowed to participate. Once with the psychiatrist, Sasha praised Gladys for stepping up and helping her, but the doctor wanted to know about the times they butt heads. After the appointment, Gladys and the doctor got some time alone in the hospital halls, and it turned out they knew one another from Selena's Lydia Look poker games. Olivia, Lisa Lucicero, kept vigil by Ned's Wally Kurth, sighed with her rosary beads, but she feared God wasn't listening. Just then Carly, Laura Wright, arrived to offer comfort to Olivia, something Olivia was not sure she wanted. However, she was glad to have Carly there when Taj Bello, told them that Ned's brain swelling wasn't going down as quickly as they would have wanted, so he might have to have surgery. Olivia was just grateful that Drew was there to save Ned, but she turned on her BFF when Carly mentioned that there wasn't anyone Drew wouldn't help. Olivia knew Carly still blamed Ned for the SEC mess, and wasn't having it since she now believed her husband wasn't the tipster. Carly did her best to defend herself, but Olivia didn't want to hear it and told Carly to leave. Clearly, Carly was not all too concerned about Ned's actual well-being because she met up with Drew next and lamented that if Ned stayed in the hospital, they'd never get out from under the SEC charges. Drew was still hopeful that they could blackmail Tracy because he seemed to have a one-track mind. Who cares that Ned is in a coma? When Drew told Carly about Tracy's accusations and how the security cameras saved him, Carly took credit for being the one to insist on having cameras there. Back at the hospital, TJ was able to deliver some good news. Ned's brain swelling was going down, and TJ was cautiously optimistic that he would make a full recovery. General Hospital spoilers reveal confrontations, special offerings, nerves on the edge, and so much more. You won't want to miss a moment of this emotional episode. Gladys, Bonnie Burrows, is not happy that her access to Sasha's, Sophia Matson, money train could possibly be coming to an end, especially since Selena Lydia Look has made her request for a payment known. Information on cousin Sonny's, Morris Bernard business. With each passing day, Gladys is falling further into a financial hole with the lady mobster. The thing is, getting information from Sonny isn't an easy prospect, and it looks like whatever a desperate Gladys does sets off Sonny's spidey senses. He has questions of his own for Gladys, and there's a good chance she's not going to have the right answers. What will Gladys do then? Also, a problem on the Sonny front is Nina, Cynthia Watros. But will Sonny even realize that the woman he loves and plans to marry is a complete bundle of nerves? With news that Ned, Wally Kurth, is making a turnaround, her goose may end up being cooked. Will he wake up and spill all he knows about her being the one to tip off the SEC about Carly's Laura Wright insider trading adventure? Speaking of that debacle, GH spoilers also tease that Drew Cameron Matheson makes an offer. Is he about to prove to Carly that he really does love her by saving her from the mess she created when she didn't listen to him and got involved, trying to help him and Michael, Chad Duell, way back when with their merger plans? With all of this going on for Nina, Sonny, Carly, and all, Ava, Maura West senses an opportunity. Will she figure out how to use what's going on with Sonny and Nina to glean information about Pikeman that she could feed to Austin's Roger Howarth, awful cousin Mason? She needs to save her own hide since he knows what she did to Nicholas. Nicholas's son, Spencer Nicholas Alexander Chavez, comes bearing a gift, but will it be for Curtis Donald Turner, whose birthday it actually is, or for Trina Tabiana Ali, the young woman he's crazy about? Either way, look for Portia Brooke Kerr to set her sights on the young man. She has some tough questions for him that she wants answered. Ned Quartermain is in a general hospital bed, in a coma after falling, hitting his head, and ending up face down in the pool. As Olivia weeps and Tracy seethes and Nina deflects, fingers are being pointed. Sure, Ned Wally Kurth had an accident, but surely somebody is responsible for causing it, other than the Metro Court worker who didn't pick up those towels laying around quickly enough. Who is to blame for the tragic turn of events? A little more than 1% of the audience thinks the problems all began with Carly, Laura Wright, and Drew Cameron Matheson. If they hadn't broken the law by engaging in insider trading, Nina, Cynthia Watros, wouldn't have turned them in, Ned wouldn't have been accused, and he wouldn't have gone looking for Drew to tattle on Nina being the real culprit, which ended with his accidental splashdown. A more substantial number, 24%, pins the blame squarely on Nina. Ned was so excited to tattle on her that he took off for running. It's her fault he wasn't looking where he was going or that he can't control his feet. Ned wouldn't have been at the pool or excitedly dashing off if it weren't for Nina. Ned wasn't looking where he was going. 36% of voters would like the record to show. Nobody pushed him. Nobody ran a tripwire across the premises. The accident was completely his fault. Blaming anyone else would be the same as saying the city of Brooklyn was to blame for his breakup with Lois, Rena Sofer, because that's where she was born. It's peripheral, not purposeful. But in the end, 39% are being extremely anti-soapy and not really blaming anyone. Things happen. These things happen. These things happen accidentally. Ned slipped and fell, and now he is fighting for his life. It's sad, it's dramatic, but nobody is culpable. Tracy, Jane Elliott, should focus on getting her son well, not looking for someone to hold responsible.